Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
One perspective within dependency theory suggests that Africa continues to experience poverty because it relies heavily on foreign aid. While this theory has faced criticism and debate, a growing number of Africans are now promoting partnership and mutual collaboration over charitable assistance. Hello and welcome. This is POA and I'm Gamachisa Mandira. Tonight's news begins with a powerful statement from a senior Nigerian official emphasizing the importance of cooperation over charity. Senior Nigerian official said Africa needs genuine collaboration, not charity. Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State, Nigeria, emphasized that Africa is seeking genuine partnerships based on mutual respect, fairness and shared values rather than charity. His remarks at the Canada-Africa Trade and Investment Expo 2025 underscored the importance of fostering self-reliance across the continent. He highlighted that unlocking Africa's full economic potential requires development efforts that go beyond national policies to actively involve subnational entities such as states, provinces and local governments. While federal governments provide the overarching frameworks, it is these local levels that are essential in translating policies into tangible economic opportunities. Government Lawal's participation in the expo highlights the critical role of local governments as engines of growth, where sectors like agriculture, mining, youth employment and investment stability can thrive, key to sustainable progress. This perspective advocates for empowering local authorities as a means to bolster Africa's self-reliance, promote inclusive development and attract grassroots investment, ultimately driving a resilient and self-sustaining economic future for the continent. South Africa uses G20 presidency to champion Global South and debt relief. Deputy President Paul Mashatile has committed that South Africa's presidency of the G20 will advance a strong African and Global South agenda centered on debt relief, inclusive growth and sustainable development. During the Turkey-Africa Business and Economic Forum in Istanbul, Mashatile emphasized that South Africa intends to leverage its leadership in the influential Global Economic Forum to amplify the voices of developing nations and advocate for a more equitable international financial system. He highlighted that efforts will be directed towards addressing debt sustainability challenges, particularly across Africa and the broader Global South, while reforming the international debt architecture. This includes tackling high borrowing costs and shifting focus from debt repayment to essential development priorities. As the first African country to preside over the G20 since December 2024, under the theme Solidarity, Equality, Sustainability, Mashatile articulated that this aligns with Africa's vision for a people-centered and inclusive global order, one that fosters equitable development and economic resilience across the continent.
Africa we want.
Moving to mitigating mental health issues across Africa, the African Union is calling on communities across the continent to prioritize holistic well-being, integrating economic stability, social cohesion and health literacy as vital strategies to combat the increasing mental health issues in Africa. Dr. Adamu Isa, Africa Union's Director of Medical and Health Services, emphasized that preventing mental health problems should be a family-centered initiative rooted in shared communal values. He warned that the rise of individualism is weakening Africa's traditional support systems, resulting in greater feelings of isolation among young people. ISA highlighted that mental health begins at home, reinforced by strong public policies, and pointed to major stresses such as food insecurity and economic hardship. This comprehensive approach aims to build community resilience and create an environment that promotes mental well-being across Africa. On a global scale, mental health funding remains inadequate, with only 9% of depression cases receiving proper treatment. ISA urged African governments to provide families with the necessary resources for care and early intervention, utilizing the continent's cultural strengths to enhance resilience and mental health outcomes.
You are so individualistic, we are no longer communal, everybody thinks about his family only, you hardly speak with your neighbor, you just think you are the only one there, so you make yourself isolated. Before you know it, you may be in a house, but you are isolated. So we have to go back to those values that our religions teach: brotherhood, respect, help one another, and do to others as you want others to do unto you. All those things at health, community level, family level, can help us to prevent mental health. People think it's when you go to the hospital that is when you prevent mental health. Not really. Majority of it is at the family level.
Indonesia seeks stronger economic ties with Ethiopia, a commitment highlighted by the new Indonesian ambassador. After presenting his credentials at the National Palace, Indonesian ambassador to Ethiopia, Faisal Cherry Sidarta, emphasized Indonesia's strong desire to deepen economic ties with Ethiopia, recognizing the potential for mutually beneficial cooperation. During his interaction with the Ethiopian news agency, Ambassador Sidarta underscored the importance of expanding bilateral relations beyond political engagement to focus on practical economic development initiatives. He pointed out that the current global environment presents a valuable opportunity to enhance cooperation across key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, technology, and tax systems. The ambassador highlighted potential areas like agro-processing and fish farming, indicating significant opportunities for partnership growth. Furthermore, he stressed the need to bolster trade relations and develop stronger business-to-business connections. This includes fostering closer collaboration between chambers of commerce and increasing engagement between the Ethiopian Investment Commission and Indonesian institutions. Such efforts are instrumental in advancing Africa's economic integration and creating new avenues for sustainable development and regional cooperation. And now we shift our focus to business news update. Moroccans in second place among foreign property buyers in Spain. Moroccan buyers are increasingly demonstrating Africa's growing potential in global property markets, as shown by their significant real estate activity in Spain. In the first half of 2025, they purchased 5,654 homes, according to Spain's General Council of Notaries. This indicates a major shift, with Moroccans now ranking second among international buyers, just behind the long-dominant British market. While British buyers still make up 8.1% of foreign property transactions, Moroccans follow closely at 7.9%, surpassing Germans at 6.7%. Notably, most Moroccan investors are establishing residence in Spain, unlike British buyers who mainly buy vacation homes and stay non-residents. Their investments are concentrated across regions like Murcia, Navarre, La Rioja, Castilla-La Mancha, with significant presence also in Andalusia, Aragon, and Catalonia. Since 2011, Moroccan interest has steadily increased from just 904 homes, with consistent growth throughout the 2010s and COVID-19 acting as a turning point. This trend highlights Africa's rising capacity to attract international property investment, reflecting the continent's expanding economic confidence. Finally, Tanzania seeks to build value-added mining industries to create more jobs. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Minerals, Engineer Yahya Samamba, emphasized the importance of developing value-added mining industries to boost employment, economic growth, and the sector's contribution to the national GDP. He highlighted that prioritizing value addition in mining can significantly enhance the economy. Engineer Samamba urged Mining Commission to foster an investment-friendly environment by streamlining permits and infrastructure access, which would attract more investors and generate jobs and government revenue. He also called on regional resident mining officers to work closely with regional leaders and other government entities to create favorable conditions for both local and foreign investment in value-added mining. Furthermore, he stressed the potential of supporting small-scale miners, believing that their growth could increase employment, stimulate local economies, and increase tax revenues. These revenues could then be reinvested into social services such as education, healthcare, roads, and water infrastructure, ultimately advancing Africa's mining sector and contributing to sustainable development. This concludes tonight's bulletin. POA is committed to impactful content, and tomorrow's show, The Africa We Want, will focus on Ethiopia's Grand Renaissance Dam and its significance for Africa. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.